This is Coogan Cassis for iFull TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're at the undercard press conference here for Joshua Brazil. With me I've got Dave Coldwell. Well, that was unexpected.
Totally.
Right, Ron.
Oh,
Yeah. So, by the time this goes out, I think people would have probably seen the press conference. But, we just kind of kicked off with you in English.
where did that come from? He took so much shit, it's unreal. And he just couldn't help but make it all about him again. He's tapped. I don't know if he's half a lunatic or if he's just a prick. I don't know which one it is.
So, obviously, if people haven't watched the press conference, so what Eubank was saying was that because
basically I'm shit because I was shit as a fighter. That's what he's saying.
His fighter credentials are higher than yours because of what he's achieved in the ring.
Because I didn't win world titles and he brought up his 18, 19 defences. The only thing that I would say to that is, it's like what I was trying to say, is if you look through the amount of world champions that are out there right now, then look at their trainers. How many of their trainers or managers have won world titles? Not many. But the best one, and I wish to God I'd have thought about it at the time, was his trainer was an area champion, same as me, right? So he's dissing his own trainer that turned him into a world champion. But the better one even going on from that one. How many fights, never mind titles, how many fights did Enzo Calzaghe have? Who went on to train Joe Calzaghe, his son, to beat Chris Eubank. He had no fights. So his argument there is full of shit.
So, like I said, it kind of did come out of nowhere. We didn't really see.
Yeah, it didn't have any. There's nothing to do with it. Again, it's just about him wanting to make people make it about himself, but just to boost his ego, to make him feel as though he's superior to everybody else. He makes out he's superior to everybody else, and it's wrong. You shouldn't be like that. You know, there's so many things about him and his life where he's screwed up. So how can he make out as though he's superior to everybody else? You know, we're all in this game trying to make a living. We're all in this game trying to provide for his families and to do his best. Now, I'm sorry, but as a 40-year-old man, do I wish that I'd had a better record and achieved more as a fighter? No. Because at 40 years old now, I'm having the time of my life. Got 2 world champions in my gym. You know, I've managed a fighter from basically being a footballer to become a British champion. You know, I've done things that I probably wouldn't have done if I'd have been a successful fighter, because I would have probably walked away or done something else or whatever. But I didn't. So I'm quite happy with the fact that I didn't do anything. I won an area title because I won a title. There's a lot of better fighters than me that didn't even win an area title. You know, so I'm quite happy. I'm quite comfortable with that. I just find it's about people, and it's part of the reason why shit's going wrong in this country, because people are just wanting to be nasty to people or make people feel inferior or just be pricks. That's all it is. There's no need for it. We're here to talk about Junior against Tom Doran, but 90% of the press conference is about Golovkin. It is what it is. But then when he comes out stuff like that to make it into a big thing, to make him look like a big man, he's got issues.
Right or wrong to bring up Conor Ben's personal life?
Can you imagine if Nigel Benn was here?
He would have kicked off, I think.
Oh my God! I thought Conor handled it fantastically. This is what I'm saying. Who is he to talk about other people's lives? What is he? I'm not being funny. there's a lot of shit on Chris Eubank Snr, but we don't bring that up. So he's just got no right to talk about people's lives like that, and just to make himself. He comes out. I said it in press conference. He comes out with shit to try and make himself with big words, with long sentences, his pauses, all this shit, his posturing, his posing. Great when he was a fighter. He does it in a corner when he's been in a corner with his son, strutting about and doing this instead of talking to him. Where's his instructions there from his 19 world title fights? Where was his instructions when Billy Joe Saunders was beating him? How many world champions has he got? None yet. He's slagging me off. He's trying to have diggers at me. I ain't got time for people like that. I think there's just no need for it.
Moving on to the actual fight, has it been a little bit frustrating, or have you kind of accepted that, as you said in the press conference, this is boxing, the over-talk of the potential Golovkin and Eubank fight?
It's part of the game, yeah. When your fighter gets an opportunity like this on a big show against a big name, one, the opportunity of winning the title, two, the money that comes with it, three, the profile that goes with that. The profile is very important in boxing, as we know. Now, when you're in a big fight like this, you expect their profile to be lifted quite considerably. But when all they're talking about is Golovkin, then not much talk's been about your man. Then he's missing out on having his profile boosted quite a bit. So it's basically, it's just about the job on Saturday night and going out and winning, and then the profile will get exploded.
But I mean, talking to Tom, I mean, he's rightly feel as though he's been sort of disrespected in how much that fight is being talked about ahead of Saturday night.
Yeah.
But you know, that's not going to faze him come Saturday night at all.
It don't make any difference, because if he was getting all the build up and everything that was being spoke about him, he's still got to go and perform on Saturday night. It makes no difference really. He's just got to do his job. We understand that Eubank Jr.'s goal is to become a world champion. Understand that, get that. Tom's goal right now is to become British champion. In him to pull that off and to achieve his dream of being a British champion, spoils everybody's plans, and that'd be great. That would be great. We've seen it so many times where people make big plans when they've got a fight in front of them. Just the fact of, you know, the contract's ready, all you got to do is sign it for the next fight, and they won't do it. You know, when Bellew had the Cleverly fight coming up, he had the contract for the Creed fight sat there, and he wouldn't sign it until he beat Cleverly, because he just wanted to beat Cleverly. He wouldn't do that film if he didn't beat Cleverly. That was right. That was the big thing that was right in front of him, and in order to get on to the next thing, that's what it is. These people are talking about things that are happening in front of them when beyond them, when there's something right in front of them. The one thing that I'm a bit disappointed in Chris Jr. I think he's not being disrespectful or anything. But the one thing that I thought was when they asked him, "Do you see any threats at all in Tom?" He just went, "No." Now any fighter that steps in that ring deserves a bit of respect, because they've got 2 arms, 2 legs, and they can punch. They deserve a little bit of respect for a man in front of them to say, "Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's a bit, you know, there's something there. There's something. He's a threat because he's getting in the ring. He's a threat because he's going to come in and throwing punches at me." Just turn around and say, "No, there's no threat." It is what it is. It's people that you're dealing with. But I think any man that gets in any ring with any fighter is a threat, because otherwise there have never been upsets in boxing. Look through history of boxing. There is always upsets. Always. The favourite doesn't always win. It'd be pretty boring if it did. You know, and that's it. It's boxing. Senior talking about how Junior's that tough because he's had him in with heavyweights and getting beat up for 3 rounds and this. Where's the smarts in that? Having your man getting smashed to bits for 3 rounds in sparring. Why would you purposely do that? It's not about proving you're tough. You've got an head guard and 16-ounce gloves on. It's a bit different to getting hit on the point with 10-ounce gloves on by somebody who can punch. Sparring. This is fighting. We understand that we're the underdog, but we're no more of an underdog than what Junior is against Golovkin.
Okay, we're going to get back to the Groves Murray press conference. Unless you've got anything else you want to add.
No, because then I'll be dragging on like Eubank.
Okay.
I wish Nigel Benn were here. Oh my God. Talking about his kid like that, it'd have gone off.
I'm not sure that conversation possibly would have happened.
No, exactly.
If
Probably
Nigel was here. I don't know, but I'm guessing it might have not have.
It probably wouldn't have. Somebody's just asked me, do you think he's really, really smart, or what is it about Eubank? Why does he come out with stuff like this? He's really smart. I just think whether he's smart, I don't know if he's smart. I don't think he's smart. I just think he's extremely arrogant, extremely obnoxious, and just a bona fide prick. And I've got no time for the man. And is what it is. I don't care whether I get slagged off for that or whatever. It was great as a fighter. He did great as a fighter. Won all them world title fights and everything. Fantastic. But he makes out as though manners and all this sort of stuff, and he talks his all crap. I mean, what coming out with himself being called English and all that crap? That's just pompous bullshit.
Dave Coldwell, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV.
Woosa!